What's up, fellas? So I'm out here on doing some things on a red car. Planning to go to the track on Sunday. Today's Friday. I took a day off from work because tomorrow the weather's supposed to be crappy, and I wanted to get a couple things done. So last time I was at the track almost 2 weeks ago, I ran a 713 at 97. I mean, just barely broke 97. It was like a 97.05. Which I guess supposedly is like where you can just squeak into the 6 second zone. Hoping to get a little better 60 foot, and a couple other things I'm in the process of doing or have done that I hope will get me into the 7.0s. I'm confident of that. Whether I get into the 6s or not, we'll see. The weather's supposed to be sunny, kind of sunny, little clouds here and there, mid 70s. So I think it's pretty close to what we had last time. But let me show you what I got going on so far. All right, so I took out the I had a 86 SVO seat in here, sitting up there behind the wheel. That was like 51 pounds, I think, altogether with the seat tracks. This race seat is like 23 some pounds, but the car's on jack stands right now in the back, but it leans back really far. So what I'm going to do, I tried putting spacers underneath the back, but it still leans a little further back than I would like. So I'm going to take it out and maybe shorten the front legs a little bit and see if I can make it a little better. That way I'm not leaning so far back. I'm kind of long-legged, so I'm having to try to get the seat close so I can reach going into third and you know, reach the pedals and all that good. Plus, when the seats tip back like that, my knees tend to hit the back of the steering wheel. So I got to try to lower the front a little bit, and then I can always raise the back or extend the back legs if I need to. And then I put the 2 piston calipers on, and in order to clear the weld wheels that are going on it, I had to put 2 of these spacers on. And then I also had to trim this a little bit, not a whole bunch, but just a little bit. So I still got full length studs, and I still got engagement on the threads all the way down to there with the lug nuts for the wheels. I always put a nut on there like that to hold the rotor like the way it's supposed to be in position when I bleed the brakes, so the calipers you ain't trying to get the rotor in the right spot. And then I also put this on. I didn't have this last time, and I put a little longer pipe in here to get the filter closer up to the front. And then I sealed this area in here with some metal tape, duct tape, and then I got foam behind here to kind of block it all in. And I'll also bring some ice to put on the intake between rounds, and of course the boom tube is going to go on. I had it on last time, but this was all open. I didn't have the enclosure on there, so it should help some this time. And of course I got that caliper on as well. And then I'm also going to be running, instead of the Vision wheels with the regular street tires, I got these. Those are 21 pounds. And those are 32 pounds. It'll be 22 pounds with the lug nuts, so 10-pound difference per wheel. I replaced these calipers that are 12 pounds with the bracket with that style that are 8 pounds with the bracket. So that's 4 pounds, 8 pounds off the calipers, 20 pounds off the tires, and another 20 off the seats. So that's 50 pounds roughly. I'll be running the stiff wall tires. That's a little different than last time when I ran the regular bias ply slicks. These I filled these up in October, and they still got some air pressure in them. So that's where I'm at right now. I also cleaned the mass air meter. I have a 92 millimeter Pro M, and if any of you have seen them, they're like a 2-piece unit, kind of like the 80 millimeter Pro M. But it had some oil down in the bottom between the 2 halves, because I was having a hard time when it was cold or not quite up to temperature. It had like through the mid-range, it had like a little flat spot where it was kind of lean. and I could never figure out why. So then I finally took the meter apart and I got that cured. It runs a whole lot better. And oh yeah, and the other thing, I put the race bullets on. I'm not going to crawl underneath there to show you because they look like a regular bullet, but they're smaller. So still 3-inch, just a whole lot noisier. You'll see when we get video from the track, provided the weather hangs in there like they said it would. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I'll probably just string this all together from the track on Sunday. All right, appreciate y'all. Later. Forgot to mention, in case anybody brings it up, the drilled and slotted rotors are no lighter than a worn factory rotor. I was hoping it'd be some little bit of weight savings, but there's none. There is, however, a high pimp factor, same as with the painted caliper. You know, pimping ain't dead. Got to represent that stuff. But don't let anybody fool you. There's no weight savings with those. I think with the aftermarket brakes, most of your weight savings is a smaller caliper and a thinner rotor, smaller rotor. That rotor by itself is 12 pounds, and the caliper was 8. Caliper and bracket was 8. So I don't know what the strange brakes weigh. I was thinking of getting some for trooper car once I keep rubbing some nickels together. But these are staying on this car. I'm not getting all maniacal with the weight savings on here. So just wanted to add that in there. Later, fellas. What's up, fellas? So today's Monday, 1st of May already. Good Lord. April went by like in 2 weeks, it seems. But we went to the track yesterday. It was Pirate with a Ghost and Kyle with the Bird Turd. Kevin was there with the 55. I think that was it from our crew. Oh, then Pirate's brother Richard showed up with his Tremor. Eric had a minor medical issue, and then Rodney, I'm sure you saw the issue with his with the McStruggles. He'll get that sorted out and be up there next time, I'm sure. I don't know when I'm going to go back up there again. Maybe towards the end of the month, because when I go, it's like a full day. I can't get anything done on the trooper car. So plus it's full tank of gas to go there and back at plus, and then, you know, gas close to $4 a gallon, blah blah blah. I'm singing the blues because the track's been open here year round, and you guys are some guys are probably still waiting for their local track to open up. But it was a decent day. Any day at the racetracks, you know, like a good day. Learned some things. Had done a lot of changes to the car with the brakes, the tires, a little bit of the exhaust, different seat. That was something there. I'll show you that in a second, what I did to make it work. It's still not quite where I like it, as evidenced by clanging 2 gears yesterday, or on 2 runs. And so I got some changes to make, little improvements here and there before I go back up there again, and incorporate some things I learned. So hopefully I'll go faster. I'll show you what I did on the seat to make it work a little better, and then I'll go over the time slips, and then we'll get to the videos. I had only made 6 runs. Vincent got 5 of them, and then you'll see more from Kyle when he gets it, or not Kyle, Kevin, when he gets his put up. All right, we'll look at the seat now. All right, so what I had to do is added, I think it was 4 washers under here. I think it was 1/2-inch washers, grade 8 washers. So I got 4/10 of a stack underneath the back of the seat. Then I put a couple up here just so it's kind of get an even pull on it. And then down here I got another 4 underneath the back of the seat. I was going to cut up here at the front, but that looked like a little more than I wanted to do right offhand, so I figured I'd do the washers first. And then I didn't use this yesterday, but I'm going to bring it next time. It's actually packing material out of a can of I think 25 millimeter ammo. Might be 30 mil, but I'm going to use this back here to help give a little more support back there, because this thing, it is plastic and it does move around a good amount. And then the other thing I'm going to do is take the shifter and I'm going to bend it to me a little bit and then back just a little bit, because right now when it's in neutral it's kind of like standing straight up, and I want it to be a little bit closer. When I extend my arm to get third, it's almost at full extension, so I want it to be a little further away from the maximum extension from my arm, so it'll be a little closer to me and hopefully alleviate any issues hitting third. That was so aggravating after doing so well last time with the other seat, and then get up there yesterday. I think the first 2 runs I did okay on. Still need to adjust the clutch a little bit because I'm still going to full push on the clutch. But the runs when I was racing Michael against the Ghost with the nitrous on, I think I was trying to hustle it a little bit and ended up clanging third both times. Very, very frustrating. So that's what I did with the seat, and now we'll get to the slips here. Hold on. I forgot to show you this kind of different thing. The when I was launching yesterday, you know, this thing flops open because I forgot to like tape it down. But on the last pass, it flung this thing into the back where the back seat would be. So I have to glue that back down on. Try to remember to put some tape or something on that to hold it down, because when I was up there the 14th, it flung all the change I had in there and the pens and whatnot. So I emptied it out this time, but then I forgot to tape it down. All right, looking at the time slips, like I said, there were 6 of them. When we started out, it was a nice day, really windy. So we did have a little bit of a tailwind, but a storm front had gone through like the night before, so the barometric pressure was kind of low. We had 1,652 feet DA. So the first pass, got up there and I ran a 151 60 foot. 8th mile, 7:15 at 97.7. That's the best mile an hour at that point. Like I said, I didn't change anything with the tune at all. Just put the different brakes, calipers on the front, different tires on the front, and a little bit lighter seat, and then race bullets. And then I had iced the intake and had the boom tube hooked up. That was the only difference from last time. Honestly, I expected it to do better than that, but it is what it is. I did have the difference in the rear tires was the stiff walls versus the regular slicks. So got some learning to do on those. Went around for a hot lap, came back, did a 151 60 foot just like the first time. 7:15 like the first time at 97.55. Dropped off just a little bit. Then I went back because it was pulling the wheels hard. Those stiff walls, I do like them because the car is a lot more stable going down the track. Typically it moves around a lot, especially at top end. This thing was just straight as an arrow. So I changed the front struts, I put them to 3, and the back shocks I had to 7. All last time I was there, in the first 2 passes I had them at 1 and 5. So then that was, I think, racing Michael, and I clanged third. So apparently when I turned the struts up and shocks up, I can't shift anymore. Went around for a hot lap, did the same thing. Came back for a third pass, and then I did manage to get all the gears. Hit a 7:17 at 97.3. That was a 153 60 foot. Last pass of the day, I put 13 pounds air pressure in the back, and then 3% wide open throttle fuel to it. 151 60 foot, just like the first one. And then ET was 713 at 97.97. So that's the fastest it's been so far, and the best ET. When I went on the 30th, oh, that was the worst DA2. We were up to 2,000 feet by then. So when I went on the 30th, or 14th, I mean, I had a 149 60 foot, and that's when I ran a 713 at 97. See, I was just barely breaking into the 97s, if at all, or 96.8, you know. Yesterday was 97 on all the good passes. And doing pretty good. Oh, I made a mistake on that too. That's supposed to be 97.97. So I did have a pound more pressure in the back tires. One of the guys I talked to up there, Brian, he's the guy with the he's got the Coyote in the Fox body that runs in the mid sixes, I think. Anyway, he said he runs like 18 psi in his stiff walls. So that is what I'll be trying next time. I'm gonna keep going up with it. I forgot my air compressor yesterday, so my butt was having to borrow the air compressor from my son's Focus. But next time I'll bring it. I've already got it set next to the other bags. Then I'll make those other changes, and hopefully it can get into the 7.0s with a little more tweaking on the tune and a little more tweaking on the tire pressure, and be a little more consistent on the shifts by moving the doing some work in that shift handle. Alrighty, so we'll get the videos loaded up so you can see what it looks like.